Hey guys, what's up? In this video we're going to be discussing the second episode of Game of Thrones Season 5 titled The House of Black and White. So kicking off the episode we see Arya sailing into Braavos and she goes to the House of Black and White. Obviously it's a big huge building with one white door and one black door. She knocks on the door and waits for an answer, and this guy answers and she tells him Jaqen Hagar, if that's how you pronounce it, gave her the coin. And the guy says that he's never heard of this guy before, and shuts the door on her. And we see this pretty cool montage of Arya outside the steps all night in the rain, and she's just naming off the names of a list of the people she wants to kill, like the Mountain and Cersei and Meryn Trant, etc. It looked pretty cool, and she was just sat there in the rain. Next up in the episode we see Brienne and Pod again, and coincidentally they end up in the same tavern as Sansa Stark and Littlefinger, and Pod points them out and Brienne decides to go and confront them, and the guards let her through to talk to her, and Brienne asks Sansa to come back with her because she's been sworn to protect her by Catelyn Stark. Littlefinger kind of persuades Sansa not to because he says something like he was sworn to protect Renly and Renly got killed, and then he's sworn to protect Catelyn Stark and she's dead too, so why should he go with her if she can't protect anyone? So Sansa asks her to leave, and Brienne and Pod have to escape on horseback, which is a pretty cool scene. It's shot pretty nice. Some of it's like point of view shots, and then Pod falls off his horse and he gets cornered by a couple of guys, and Brienne comes at the last minute and saves him and stabs this guy right through the neck. It's a pretty violent scene. Over in King's Landing we see Cersei gets a package, and Jaime comes in, and they open up the package and it's like a viper, like a snake, with Cersei's and Jaime's daughter's necklace in it. So they think that the daughter's being threatened because of the death of Oberyn. So Jaime decides to go on a crusade to Dorne to try and rescue his daughter, which I'm excited to see because Jaime hasn't really done much since he's got back to King's Landing, so this should be at least interesting for him. And finally we get to see Bronn again. Bronn's one of my favourite characters in the show, and we've not seen him since the end of Season 4. So yeah, we get to catch up with Bronn, and he's with his new wife at his big castle, which is owned by his wife's sister, and he kind of hints that he's plotting to kill his sister so he can get the castle. So Jaime Lannister turns up and he asks Bronn if he can come to Dorne with him on this journey in exchange for giving him a much bigger castle and a much more beautiful wife. And you can tell that he's interested because the very first scene you see of Bronn this season, he's just ignoring his wife completely. He's just rambling at him, and she seems really annoying. So I'm assuming he's going to take up the offer, which I can't wait to see because chemistry between Jaime and Bronn is something we've never really gotten to see before. So can't wait for that. We go to Dorne for the first time in the season, and we see Oberyn's wife, and we get to meet Oberyn's brother too, and we see Cersei's daughter who's being married to one of the princes. Oberyn's wife clearly wants Cersei's daughter dead as a revenge for Oberyn's death, so she goes to Oberyn's brother and she's asking him why can't she send Cersei's daughter back piece by piece to Cersei in revenge. And Oberyn's brother says, we don't mutilate girls here while I'm reigning. And Oberyn's wife gives him a look. So I'm not sure if Oberyn's brother's gonna get killed off and then shit's gonna go down in Dorne and kids are gonna get mutilated. So I guess we'll see. Next up we go to Meereen, and we see Daario and Grey Worm tracking the Grey Harpies through all the back streets, and they go into this building where Daario's men have told him there's a son, one of the sons of the Harpy, and the room's empty, and Grey Worm's saying it's empty, there's no one here. And Daario says that he doesn't fear anyone, and that's like a hindrance. He finds one of the sons of the Harpy hidden behind the wall, and because he's scared, that's something that Daario would think of, but Grey Worm wouldn't, because he's been taught not to fear. So I thought that was quite interesting. And so they interrogate this sons of the Harpy, and they're holding him like in a prison, and he's supposed to be like given a trial. One of Daenerys' counsellors goes in to see him before the trial and ends up killing him, and you see him nailed to a wall with his mask on. There's a sign on there's like painting on the wall in blood saying, "Kill the masters." He tells Daenerys what he's done, and this is where the episode gets a bit intense because his reasoning is kind of right, but Daenerys can't ignore it because then everyone will think she's weak, so she has to execute him in front of all the people. So she's got him and he's on his knees, and Dario's about to execute him with like a big scythe, and all the people of Marine are begging for mercy, but she's damned if she does and she's damned if she don't, because if she doesn't execute him, they're going to think she's weak and think that they can take over. And if she does execute him, then they're going to hate her because they're all begging for mercy. So I think she probably made the right decision, and she does kill him. And then all the people in the crowd start like hissing at him, which was weird. But then they all start like rioting and throwing rocks at her. So I think Daenerys' story is going to get a lot more interesting now, and she's probably going to be under danger. It kind of reminded me of season 2 with Joffrey when he went out of the castle, and everyone just started like throwing shit at him and stuff. Like he's hated by the people. It kind of like reflected that scene in the wood. We don't get to see much of Tyrion this. We don't get to see much of Tyrion in this episode, but what we do see, I thought it was quite a funny scene. We see Varys and Tyrion, and they're in like a cart going across country, and Tyrion wants to stretch his feet and go for a walk. And Varys warns him like it's not a good idea, and Tyrion says, "How many dwarfs are there in the world? Is Cersei going to kill them all?" And then it cuts, really, there's like a quick cut, and it cuts to a scene of like a dwarf's head on a table in King's Landing in front of Cersei, and she's just getting sellswords to just go out into the city and kill as many dwarfs as they can, just to find which one's Tyrion. So I thought that was quite funny. Over on the wall side of things, we get to see Stannis and Jon Snow having some conversations. Stannis agrees to make Jon Snow Lord of Winterfell again, giving him his true name back as Jon Stark if he helps get the wildlings to fight for him. That seems weird to me. I can't see Jon Stark being... Well, I can see it happening, but I don't know, it seems weird to me. So, at the Night's Watch, they're having a vote to see who should be the next Lord Commander of the Night Watch, and it's between Alistair and like another veteran of the Night Watch, and everyone thinks Alistair's going to win. So the voting's about to go down, and Sam decides to ask if Jon Snow can be a candidate for the vote, and a lot of people seem to agree on that because of how he defended the wall in the end of last season. So he gets added to the vote, and they all have a vote, and it's a tie between Alistair and Jon Snow, and then the Targaryen guy, I think he gives one extra vote, so Jon becomes the commander. We go back over to Braavos, and Arya's walking through the streets, and she's got a needle out, and these 3 guys start insulting her and like threatening her about, start taking the piss out of her because of the sword, and they're asking her how much a sword's worth, and she says something like, "Nothing's worth anything to dead men." So as Arya's about to fight with these guys, the guy from the House of Black and White shows up, and the 3 guys disappear because obviously they must fear this guy. And he takes her back to the House of Black and White, and then I'm guessing he agrees to let her in this time, and he changes his face, and he becomes Jaqen H'ghar again. And I'm really glad that they used the same actor from the 2nd season, because I thought he was awesome in it. But we didn't really... I'm not sure if we see him in the books again, but I'm really glad that they brought that actor back, because he's really awesome. And then the final scene of the episode, we see after Daenerys has been chased back into a hiding, basically. She's on the balcony looking over the city, and then Drogon appears, the dragon that disappeared a long time ago, and he's fucking huge. He's like, what's he called? He's like Smaug size, and he seems to be tamed as well, because he doesn't set her on fire, obviously, so. And he just flies off into the city, so everyone's gonna reign back now that they know that she's the mother of dragons and she's got a dragon's back, so she's not just a woman up in a tower. So yeah, this was a bit of a slow episode, but it was quite a slow episode, but there was quite a few big developments in the episode, so I'm looking forward to see what happens in episode 3. I'm looking forward to seeing some other characters. I'm looking forward to seeing Jaime and Bronn especially. So yeah, that was my thoughts on episode 2. If you want to see my thoughts on episode 1, you can go on my channel, or next week hopefully I should have my thoughts on episode 3. So if you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to see more, and leave some comments about what you thought of the episode, and I guess I'll see you guys next time.